What's up? Fantastic experience now. Congrats, Americans, for voting in the Republican Party and putting Trump in power. I don't think he's what you think he is. What I see is just a fascist leadership, and he'll try to unwind what Biden did, and he wanna put the Republicans in the limelight of doing business with the world in a very brutal way. But we will accept the change because Americans have voted. The tariffs he is imposing on other nations, they're very retrogressive, and they'll hurt Americans most. And other countries, their growth will slow down because they will not have much in terms of foreign exchange reserve so that they can make more money and develop. So the dollar is going to be very powerful and is going to be retained in America, because when you hit somebody with a tariff, that means what he is importing is going to be more expensive than it is. That's a balance of power. Trump, don't forget, he's a genius business entrepreneur. He bargained to own Trump Tower Square, where he forced the the mayor of the New York to sell the piece of land to him at a throwaway price, through liquidation of somebody who was owing the bank and all those things. And he convinced, and he won it, and he got it. Look at what he did in Scotland. He has one of the one of the biggest golf center in Scotland. So Trump is a business-minded person, and he will not go into the direction of the war. So Lockheed Martin's, Trump is not for destabilization militarily. He wants to have the best deal that will let business people grow. The worst part of it is the immigration part of it. What he's doing, I think America is fond of cheap labor, particularly the farms that are producing foods, wheat, beef, and all those things. And Americans, they don't do those jobs. These jobs are done by the foreigners, and it's going to be very hard to trespass with the IC officials and federal government officials get into, somebody's land, private property, looking for the migrants. That is going to be a big problem, like what it is in South Africa. But Trump, he's not going to stop. 30 million immigrants since the Biden administration took power, 4 years. That's a huge number. And it will take American resources in a very big way to send back those people. And he doesn't care. You'll go. You will go. Those executive orders he's signing, my brother, you're not going to stay in America. And those people who are having the harm and urge to go to United States, remember who is in power, and his policy is going to make a lot of, documents, requirements are going to be tough at the consulate to try to find your way to United States. And Trump is looking at minimizing the cost of running the government and saving the dollar so that America can remain as a superpower country, which it is. Not yet Chinese. America is still superpower, and Trump is aware of that, and he wants to make it great. So if you have the intentions of criticizing Trump and these crazy African leaders who are waiting for the aids to flow and funds to flow back to Africa from Trump administration, forget about White House. It's done. I don't think you'll ever think of accessing funds anymore. Trump is a serious businessman, and he doesn't believe in giving handouts, because you have the resources, you have the minerals, you have the constitution, you have the manpower, you have the invested heavy in human capital. Why do you need American dollar? These are the questions in his mind. And you're saying people are suffering in Africa because they lack clarity on leadership, and it's not an out of ignorance of the masses. A few lords, and Trump is not going to waste time trying to shape the African policy. It's up to Africans themselves to see what they can do to bring change for themselves. So, take a note. Trump is not going to help anybody if you're not an American. That's my word. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, and let your friends know we are blogging more about dynamics of the life and sometimes lifestyle, sometimes about what's happening in the current affairs, like this is political current affair, about Trump administration and the reason why it's not going to favor anybody. It doesn't matter what you're doing. As long as you're not an American, whenever you are, Trump is not for you. Canada, he wants to make it an American state to be incorporated. He want to have great America. And Canadians, I don't think they will allow that. Look at what is happening in Panama. We want to take the canal from Chinese hands. And Panamanians, they have actually decided to let the Trump take over. You see what Trump is doing. He won the Greenland. That a country with less than 60,000 people. He wants to make it America. What he saw there, I don't know. So, when you say Trump is a good leader, he's brutal somehow, but he is working in the best interests of the American people. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anybody. If you're not an American, he's not interested. That's a point blank, you can see. So African leaders run into White House with the empty bowl to borrow money you're not accountable for. Shame on you. It did not work for you. Around this time is accountability. The only place where Trump can have interest in Africa is only those countries that are having massive population and they have mineral resources and particularly oil. Like Nigeria, Angola. Those big strategic countries, Trump has interest. But not that much. Not that much. So, work hard whenever you are. Forget about America. An American dream. If you don't have papers there. Because he's going to revoke so many things. This is just the beginning. Within the first week, he has endorsed so many things, and we have seen mass deportation of people. You don't need to go to the court to argue your case. There's no human right. You have to go. If you're not an American, he doesn't have any interest, doesn't care. You have to go. That's Trump for you. Anyway, good day, guys. Subscribe to the channel.